Because the lady who whispers to us is going to such lengths to help all my fellow seahorses by doing these videos, my tank mates and I thought that we would do our part too. So we're going to go through what's really important in setting up a seahorse tank. Assuming that you already know how to cycle a saltwater tank, we're going to tell you the basics to what we need. The very most important thing is temperature. We cannot have a tank that is over 74 degrees. Bacteria and other pathogens can really hurt us at temps over 74. If you cannot keep our tank under 74 degrees, you're gonna need a chiller or a fan or something, buddy, because we need that tank kept cool.
If you need to know how to cycle a saltwater tank, we can do another video for that. But please be sure to never add a seahorse to a tank that's not fully cycled. My friend Herman the Snail here can tell you, he was here long before I ever came onto the scene. Cleanup crew and all sorts of life should already be all over the tank before seahorses are added. We are very social creatures and don't like to be alone. Since we can't hang out with all the other types of fish, make sure to buy seahorses in pairs and give each pair 30 gallons or 114 liters of water.
All that nonsense about us not being able to handle a little flow, yeah, that's hogwash. We need at least 10 to 20 times turnover. So make sure that your filtration and or power heads, covered of course, will give us a little bit of flow. Come on, honey. Tell them how we need a tank that's 3 times our height so we can do our mating courting dance.
Be sure to provide lots of hitching posts within the tank. We like flow a lot more than people think, but if we don't have a place to wrap our tail around and steady ourselves, we're gonna freak out. So as I said, just make sure whether you're using live rock and macros or fake plants or whatever you're using, make sure that we have places to hitch so that we feel secure. Now that you can see how much we like to hitch, you can probably understand why we cannot go in a reef tank. All of those acros and pretty coral that reefers put in their tanks, they would sting us and hurt us when we tried to hitch on them. You tell them, honey. While our eyes can look all over in every direction, our heads can only move up and down. We are unable to actually turn our heads and see what we're hitching on at times. Not to mention all those fast-eating fish. I'm not competing with those fools for food. I need my own tank, away from the reef.
If you add colorful decorations and keep us happy, we will stay bright and colorful too.
Adding macroalgae is a great way to help with filtration. It's also so very pretty and provides us lots of places to hitch. However, be sure that there are no hitchhikers in the macroalgae. Any aptasia, bristleworms, or anything like that will harm us and kill us even. The macros are beautiful, but not as pretty as you, my dear. Don't let our delicate, pretty little bodies fool you. We are hungry all the time. Our stomachs don't work like other animals, and we need constant food. Stocking pods is a good idea, but you need to be sure that you can give us 3 to 4 feedings of frozen mysis every single day to keep us healthy and strong.
If you don't want to have babies, get the same-sex ponies. Because if you have a boy and a girl, believe me, there's going to be fry.
You're going to want to get a good rated skimmer. My friend over there, he poops more than he eats. I swear I don't know how it's possible. But my point is, you're going to want a very high-rated, good skimmer to deal with all of his waste so that it does not hurt me.
If you buy healthy, captive-bred seahorses to start off, then your main job is just to keep our tank clean and pathogen-free. A UV sterilizer can be very helpful in accomplishing this goal. Vibrio strains and other types of bacteria are the #1 killer of seahorses, so a UV sterilizer can help control those populations and keep them off of us. Please don't forget to constantly check your water parameters. Nitrates and high organics can truly hurt us. Ammonia and nitrite can kill us. A simple water change from you will make us feel all better.
We're truly not that difficult, but those wild stallions just keep giving us a bad name. Listen people, you can pay now or pay later. You can either pay a little bit more up front for a captive bred seahorse that's healthy and strong, or you can buy a cheap wild pony, but you better be ready to deworm, treat for parasites. Lord, you're gonna spend a fortune. It's much easier just to buy a healthy captive bred seahorse to start with.
A lot of people claim they have captive bred seahorses, but it's not always true, or at least the definition of captive bred is different to different people. So how can you really know what you're getting? Well, you ask. A reputable breeder can tell you the seahorse's birth date, what type of water the seahorse is coming from, the parameters of the tank that the seahorse is coming from. They can give you all sorts of information so that you can make your tank as similar to the one that they're coming out of as possible.
So let's recap, shall we? A pair of seahorses needs a 30-gallon tank that's 3 times the height of the pony as an adult. It should have a 10 to 20 times turnover rate, and all power heads should be covered. The tank needs to be completely cycled before any seahorses are added. Hitching posts are good. We should not be put in a reef. Colorful decorations will help us keep our color. Macros can be helpful and very pretty, but beware of any hitchhikers. Seahorses need to be fed 3 to 4 times a day. You should buy same-sex seahorses if you do not want fry. A skimmer and a UV are great helpers in keeping the tank clean after all of those feedings. Make sure that you're testing your water and you do your water changes regularly to keep the tank clean. And always buy captive bred seahorses from a reputable breeder.
Silly seahorse, the most important thing is to become a subscriber of the Seahorse Whisperers videos. Also, join on Facebook the groups Seahorses Help and Advice, and then Seahorses, Pipefish, and Marine all around the world. They're great groups with great breeders with lots of information. You can't go wrong with those folks. Most of the horses in this video were provided by them. Thank you to all of you, and see you soon.